Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Hey, well, in PTSM in high school, in January, we are diving into this series called The Hills. So here's what it's all about. It comes from a key verse in the book of Matthew, chapter 5:14. It says this: "You are the light of the world, like a city up on the hilltop that cannot be hidden." And so this means that we are meant to shine. You are meant to be a light to the world, just like a city illuminated on a hilltop for all people to see up in the hills. Get it? Well, in this series, we're talking about how you're created to shine wherever you go, in your classrooms, on your sports teams, and your theater cast, and your hallways, and your place of work. Everywhere you are, you're created to shine. How do you do that? That's what we're diving into. So in our Sunday morning teaching in PTSM on Sunday mornings, we're going to be looking at three things over these 3 weeks. We're looking at how you are created to shine. How do I do that in my own life? We're also talking about how we are created to be peace in a place of chaos. And we're also talking about how we are created to see the world as God sees it. And so that means living a life of generosity and compassion, seeing needs and also meeting those needs. That's going to be Sunday mornings. Now in home group for these weeks, we're going to be expanding our look, not just at the Matthew 5:14 verse, but we are taking it in context. So we are looking at Matthew 5, starting in verse 1. This is the beginning of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. Now, this is his biggest, most famous sermon, so really important. We're looking in verse 1, going all the way to verse 16. We're going to be looking at this same passage for 3 weeks because it is that important. And it includes a really powerful section called the Beatitudes, and also a section about being salt and light. And so I'm really excited for y'all to dive into this section and see the kind of attitudes, characteristics, and the way of life that Jesus celebrates and encourages and kind of applauds. It's things that aren't too common, things like being poor in spirit, being meek, being peacemakers, things like that. So if that's what Jesus encourages, how can I also bear that attitude? How can I bear it in a way that is like a light to the world? That's what we're talking about in home groups. And we're going to go slow, guys. We're not just racing through these 16 verses. We're going to read it and then dive into it, dissect it. I encourage you guys, think critically. Think about it. What does this mean? What did Matthew mean when he wrote this? What did Jesus mean when he said this? And what does it mean for me in my life? How does this look in my Monday or on my Saturdays? How can I be a light to the world while I'm mourning in grief, or while I'm trying to bring peace to chaos? So let's really get practical. Let's get real. And I'm excited to see where these conversations go. Now, don't forget that I'd love for you guys to kick off your home group this year by revisiting your home group contract. So what are your goals for this semester? It's a new page, new chapter. So decide together as a group. What do you want your goals to be? Set those, decide how you're going to maintain them and uplift them so that it can be a healthy place, a growing place where everyone feels safe and loved and known in this environment. Also, last thing, High Def Weekend is coming up at the end of January, and we are so excited. January 31st, February 2nd. And guys, we don't want you to miss it. We put a lot into this weekend thinking of you guys and how we can help grow you, how you can connect with each other. Sign up as a home group. We want you to be in the same group together. We are so excited for it. All right. See y'all later. Hope y'all have good conversations. Bye, guys.